This camera's a little tilted. I don't know why. This is not Stranger Things, bitch. This is not the upside down. I'm gonna need you to get it together. Hi guys, it's Kahlen Barry. Welcome to my channel if you're new here. If you know who I am, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm back with another astrology video, and as you can see by the title, we're gonna be talking about the zodiac signs in high school. High school, Yikes. That was a time. I remember when I was in high school. I know I look like I'm still in high school. People think I'm 15, but I'm 20. Where do I even start about high school though, honestly? High school was a train wreck. Like middle school was bad, but then high school was like hold my beer. It was honestly just the most disgusting thing that I've ever gone through in my life. That's so dramatic. Let me stop. But I have so many horror stories about the performing arts school I went to, so if you guys want to see that, comment down below because I will totally tell you about everything that went down. But for today's video, I'm not going to be talking about my experience personally with every single sign because trust and believe, I've had some experiences. I'm just going to be talking about the zodiac signs in high school overall. And if you don't know what your entire chart is, I would definitely advise for you to find that because this definitely can apply differently depending on what other placements you have, especially I would say Venus because that controls relationships as well as friendships. And I feel like the way, you know, that you are in high school, especially when it's such a socially driven environment and you're constantly clouded by different opinions and just peer pressure and all types of mess, Venus would definitely be something you want to look into for this video. After this video is over, I actually have a quiz over on Amino for you guys to take. I'm going to start introducing this on my channel more often because I kind of want to see how much you guys learn from these videos because a lot of people tell me they learn a lot about astrology from them, which is honestly so dope and honestly why I made this series to begin with. But if you want to take the quiz after this is over, you can follow me over on Amino. I'll leave it in the description as well as the pinned comment. This is not sponsored, by the way. I was sponsored, but this one is not sponsored. This is just me wanting to do this myself. They were like, damn, Colin, you got 3 sponsorships in a row now. I wish. But with that being said, we're just going to jump right into the video. We're going to start with Aries. So Aries in high school, those are those friends. You know exactly who I'm talking about who just don't give a F. Like in high school especially, like the ones that pop off, the ones that will go up to people to their face and say what's on their mind. Like they do not bite their tongue for anything. You're not really thinking about the consequences of your actions. You're living in the moment. Aries people are very impulsive, very impatient. They kind of are reactive. Aries people, Aries moon people. I'm Aries moon. That's why high school sucked for me. I'm gonna tell you why. Because everyone who ever had anything to say about me, I was like, oh bitch, you got something to say? Say it to my face. I'm gonna be honest, I was like that. I really was. And also being a Gemini, I want people to like me too. So then mixing that together and you know you get the best of both fists. You know what I'm saying? So basically Aries are just firecrackers. That's all I really gotta say. And you might regret some of the things that you do when you get older if you're in high school Aries people watching. But know that I love you and got your back and you'll graduate and we'll probably still be on this astrology series and you'll be like, damn Colin, I fucked up. And I'll be like, haven't we all, sweetie? So now on to Taurus. Taurus people probably, I think out of every zodiac sign, probably hate high school the most. I'm sure of it. Because Taurus people just do not, first of all, like leaving the house if they do not need to. It's not that they're not social, they just like the comfort of their own space and like doing things when they like to do it. Being forced to wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning is not their cup of tea. They are not here for that. And they also are not here for that little nasty little lunches that they get. That is not satisfactory. The Taurus people be really mad. Like during lunchtime, they're like, what the fuck is this shit? They can't wait to get home so they can have a real meal. But don't get it wrong. You know, lunchtime's still their favorite time, okay? They're definitely the ones who probably sleep in class. Taurus people are probably the ones who literally can't help it. Like it's not like they're trying to be rude. They can't help it, okay? Taurus people are just not here for it. They're not here for the environment. They're not here for the overall experience. They do not like being put in a corner and being forced essentially to be in a group of a whole bunch of people. They probably feel when they go to school that they're walking into a zoo. They don't want everyone in their space. So now on to Gemini. I'm gonna give you some advice because I was there one time. Stop caring so much about what people think, especially in high school, because we all know Gemini people are very social. They love to talk. They love to build social relationships more than any other sign, I think. They definitely are involved in everything. Like they'll be here 1 second and then they'll be here the next. It's like, bitch, how the fuck are you in a million places at once? How do you know everything that's going on? Like they just know. It's like the back of their hand. Like they do not miss out on any of the tea, on any of the gossip, on any of the anything. okay? Because if they're gonna be in school and they really don't fuck with it anyway, they have to do something to stimulate themselves. And I think Geminis, like, you do have to learn, like, not everyone's going to fuck with you. Like, it's just not gonna happen. Like, people have their tastes, but Gemini people are definitely people pleasers, I will say that. It's not like they change themselves to make other people, like, fuck with them. But they do care about other people's opinions more than they'd like to admit that they do. But yeah, Geminis are definitely involved in every single friend group. Probably lots of different clubs as well, like, because they're so versatile. Geminis do not like to stick to one thing. So you would definitely see a Gemini in band, in choir, in the fucking honor society, like, in everything. Like, they will get themselves involved in everything. They have to do something to entertain themselves, and if they get bored of one thing, they have to make sure they have something else to balance it. So now on to Cancers. I know there's that stereotype that Cancer people are super emotional, but honestly in high school they're not just breaking down and crying. Nobody's breaking down crying in high school because nobody wants to give anybody that ammunition, and especially not Cancer people who already get called emotional as it is. Sorry, I like kicked my camera. So they're definitely very shelled. I feel like this is the time, honestly, in the lives of Cancers where they do become stone cold, stone cold. You see me standing, but I'm lying on the floor. Yeah, they've gone through that childhood experience where they probably would cry in class, or people probably called them crybabies growing up. So this is the time where they're just like, I don't trust nobody, I don't fuck with nobody. Like, they definitely have their walls up, but you know, they do have those friends though, you know, that very select group of friends that they really trust and really confide in, that they cry to and cry with. But Cancer people can actually be pretty social too. Cancer people are very funny and very witty and very sarcastic, and they have a lot of things about them that do make them a fun time to be around. But I will say this, please don't kill me, I feel like in high school a lot of the mean girls are probably Cancers. And it's because as good as Cancers are at validating your feelings or being there for you, whatever, that charm that they have, like, people want to follow that, and also are very nice. You know, like, you know what I'm talking about, America's Sweetheart. That's the type where they run for homecoming queen, but everyone votes for them. Even the people who aren't popular still like her ass. Like, she's like Regina George. Like, that's the Cancer. It's like, oh yeah, like, everybody loves her. She's a nice girl and she's popular. So yes, bitch, everyone's voting for that bitch. And then she's gonna win hands-free. So now on to Leos. In high school, I feel like Leos are definitely like Janice Ian from Mean Girls. Like, Janice Ian would be a Leo or a Scorpio maybe, just because she was like kind of darker. But like, for her personality, she doesn't really care at all about what anyone else thinks about her. And as much as Leo people do care about what people think about them, like, they like to lie and pretend that they don't, Leo people are still like themselves. And I feel like in high school, Leo people have lots of friends that might not be as popular as them, or as well, like, they might be friends with people who are more antisocial, more quiet, because Leo people kind of are protective and they kind of take people under their wings. So they probably have a lot of Cancer friends, lots of Virgos, lots of people who are like introverts to their extrovert. They're friends with people who are more quiet, and they don't let other people talk shit about their friends, and they're very there for them and very defensive of their friends too. But I do think, I will say this, that Leo people, because they are such a great big energy, that sometimes they can be a little bit overbearing to the people that they're around, like those people who might not be as big of a voice. So they have to kind of just learn, and they will in high school especially, and when they become adults. All these Leo people that watch me, Leo and Venus, I'm Leo and Venus, so like, I've had to learn this as well. Just anybody who has Leo in any major placements of your chart, you have to kind of just learn how to realize that, like, not everybody's gonna match that, so you kind of have to like just chill a little bit out. So now on to Virgos. You guys already know you're perfectionists. You're always trying to be the best versions of yourselves. I think that Hermione Granger is definitely a Virgo. Like, she's so smart. Everybody knows that she's the smartest one in the class. She's the one who always reads those books. Like, nobody's doing that. Like, they assign her homework and she's reading ahead in the textbook. That's a Virgo person. And obviously not all Virgo people are like that. Like, obviously some Virgo people hate school. There's just some people who just hate school in general, you know? But I think Virgo people are smart, obviously, and I think they're very organized. And that's why I think typically they just do better in school in general, because they do not let those missing assignments pile on. Or maybe they do though. Here's a team, maybe they do. And if they do, it's because they're trying to help everyone else get their assignments done, and they don't even turn in their own homework. Also, as far as socially in high school, I think Virgo people kind of mind their business. Like, they're not out here in people's face, out here starting drama. They don't have time for that mess. But what I will say is that they probably give some criticism about some of the ways that people do things, I'm sure. And given the opportunity to tell somebody that you need to check yourself and fix your life, they totally will. So now on to Libra. I'm sorry, laugh. I feel bad for Libra people in high school, honestly, because it must be a fucking nightmare. Can you imagine being somebody who just is not here for the drama? Just literally needs balance in your life, needs things to be harmonious. Like, you crave that in your life, and then you have to wake up every single fucking morning and go to high school. I feel like they hate it. They fucking hate that shit. Like, it probably gives them so much stress. It probably freaks them out. They probably literally cannot wait to go home every single day because somebody's always trying to drag them in their mess. Libra people, I do think some people consider them being fake because they don't pick a side. But you know, sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes it's good not to get yourself involved in things that have nothing to do with you. And Libra people, if you go talk to them like in a situation where two friends are fighting, they're not gonna be over there like picking a side, talking shit about the other person. They're literally just gonna be neutral. But neutral does not work in high school, girl. You're neutral, bitch, everybody hates you. Everybody turns on you constantly because if two friends fight, they're both gonna want you to pick their side. You're not gonna pick either one. And guess what? The tea is that you're going to lose both of them because both of them are gonna be pissed at you and call you fake as fuck and say that you're not loyal, you have no loyalty. I mean, but maybe you're better off. Maybe you're better off not being friends with people who are trying to drag you in all of their issues. So now onto Scorpio. Scorpio people in high school. That's an interesting one because there's many different ways that this can go. But I think, you know, for the most part, Scorpio people, they're here for a fun time. Like, they really are. Like, they probably just like don't really have issues with people like that. Like, unless somebody's just really annoying and gets on their nerves. But other than that, I think Scorpio people give everybody a fair chance. But if you try them, they are out for blood and they're gonna do everything in their power to get you, girl. They're going to knock you out. Who mama's gonna knock you out? But like I said, I can see them being irritable by certain people that just like annoy them because Scorpio people kind of do have short tempers, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I've seen Scorpio people when they're having a bad day and every single person in their path gets a taste of that. Like, they don't hold it in. If they're in a pissed off mood, everyone's in a pissed off mood. And even if you chew your gum too loud and they're pissed, girl, you are going to get dragged. I feel like Scorpio people don't want to ever admit this because they want to come off as just like, I don't give a shit about any of these bitches. I'm gonna go home and live my best life. But really, I think Scorpio people let the shit in high school affect them probably more than most people because they internalize so many of their personal or vulnerable feelings. Like, anger is the one that they don't give a shit, they'll just let out. But when it comes to them being sad or hurt, or if they're dating somebody in high school and they break up and they have to go to school the next day and they see them in the hallway, like, I think all those things build up. So now on to Sagittarius. They'll say whatever's on their mind. Sometimes they can come off a little bit rude because they don't really hold anything back. They're just free spirit. They honestly do not mean harm by it. That's the thing. They don't mean harm by it. Have you ever seen those people who are just so innocent, you know it, but they insult somebody and everybody in the friend group laughs because it's like, you obviously would never expect this person to say some shit like that. Like, that's the Sagittarius. I feel like every Sagittarius person deserves to have a reality show. That's what I mean when I say that they're just so unpredictably hilarious. They don't take anything really seriously. And I definitely feel like they're the type out of all the signs to be like, let's ditch this period, guys. Let's go. Let's skip class. And I have seen a lot of Sagittarius people have like all A's, like be like very smart as hell, but like be all over the place and you barely see them. You just see them randomly here and there. But they still get what they got to get done while they're still in la la land. Like, so Capricorn people in high school, hate it, tired of the shit, feel like it's wasting their time. They feel like, why am I here with all these bitches? None of these people want to do anything with their lives. Like, they want to be done so that they can become like boss bitches, millionaires. Like, they want to work. Honestly, I think all Capricorn people work probably early on in high school. Like, they have jobs, summer jobs, all that shit, because they are about their money. They're about their coin. And I just feel like they think high school is a waste of time, but they like new ideas, and they're very similar to Gemini in the way that they like to like stimulate themselves and conversation conversation and let's talk about making a business. Bitch, they will fucking talk to you for hours about making a business, but you want to talk about social studies, bitch, they don't give a shit. They're not going to want to talk to you about history. They don't give a fuck about the people who died before them. They're just too busy about making a name for themselves in the future so that when they die, people are talking about them in the textbooks, you know? They're very nonchalant and they just want to get their work done. They want to do what they got to do to graduate and they'll be on their way. Like, they're not here to make friends. I mean, they are here to make friends, but like, they're very picky about who they surround themselves with. So like, if you can meet their standards, and bitch, you're probably somebody who's gonna be very famous or successful, because to be honest, they know how to see. They see it before you do. They're like, damn bitch, I know this bitch is about to be a billionaire. They'll be friends with that person, literally they'll graduate and then that person becomes a billionaire, and look, they're friends with a billionaire, bitch. Most times there's not a billionaire in your high school, so most times they don't have no friends. Most times they're like, bitch, I'll fucking none of these bitches, all my friends are dead. And what I mean by dead is like, you know, dollar bills, dead presidents. Get it? Get the joke? Yeah, like not actually dead. That'd be kind of morbid, wouldn't it? So now on to Aquarius. Aquarius in high school is a very interesting concept. No, there should be a show called Aquarius in high school. I feel like that would be the most interesting television show ever. And it's not because they're wild or crazy. It's just because seeing an Aquarius in a social setting is an interesting concept. But I think it's an interesting concept because they don't really involve themselves too much in things. Like, they kind of are looking at things from the sidelines or from a distance. So how do you do that in high school where literally everybody is just basically put into a fish tank? Like, honestly, you know what I view high school as? I view it as like when there's that dumb bitch that doesn't know anything about ecosystems that goes to the fucking fish store and buys every fucking fish and puts them in a fucking fish tank, and then the one fish eats the other fish because they don't realize that that bitch is a fighter fish, the ones that be in the bags by themselves. That's a Scorpio. I'm just kidding. That's what I view high school as being. Like, just some bitch decided it was a good idea to put all these bitches in a fucking tank and fend for themselves. I feel like an Aquarius is the one who is behind the rocks. You know that fish that's just fucking behind the rocks? Bitch, leave me alone. They want to be seen and not heard. Or is it the other way around? They want to be heard and not seen. They just want to float on by somewhere to Capricorn. Like, let me just get my fucking diploma. Let me do my thing. Maybe make a few friends here and there. Maybe I'll open up to them. Maybe I'll be involved in their life. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll mind my own business. It's honestly just a debate. Like, maybe they will, maybe they won't. Who knows? So now on to the last sign, Pisces. Pisces people in high school are extremely social. Like, extremely social. Probably are definitely in the cliques, to be honest. Definitely the ones who are squatting up. Pisces people are like very fun, you know, they have a fun time, as we talked about, similar to Scorpio. They like to like run away from their problems and like their responsibilities, and I think high school Pisces people do pretty well in, I think, for the most part, because they are those people typically who do things outside of school with their friends. They are those people who go to birthday parties. They are the people who go to slumber parties. They are the people who go to soccer meets and probably are in a lot of clubs and probably doing a lot of things socially. I feel like they have a really good and fun time in high school. Maybe Pisces people, when they leave high school, they're sad. I feel like they're probably the only ones. Everyone else is like, I'm done with this shithole, thank God. And the Pisces people are like, this was the best years of my life. But maybe not until like after you graduate. Maybe in the moment you're like, fuck this shit, I wanna go back to middle school. And then when you get a whole job and you're living your career, like, fuck this shit, I wanna go back to college. Either way, you're just gonna wanna go back because you just wanna go back. You just wanna go back to nostalgic memories. But yeah, that is the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, make sure to slap that like button, subscribe, and tap that bell to be notified every single time that I upload a new video. I upload astrology videos every single Wednesday or on Thursdays if I flop. I don't think I flopped today. Once again, make sure to go take my amino quiz to test your knowledge about everything that I talked about in this video. You can take the quiz by clicking the link in the description or the pinned comment. The people with the top 3 highest scores, I'm gonna follow you over on Amino. Also, if you screenshot and send to me, I'll DM you something. I might give you a little surprise. Who knows? But I love you guys so much again, and I will see you super soon with a new video. Bye.